morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Sam.
I'm Ren.
And that's that.
Done.
We are back for episode 16 of Spooky News.
16.
This is the Spooky News for January of 2026. What do you think about the year 2026,
New year,
Ren?
new spooks.
New scares?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you scared yet?
I've been scared since January 1st. It's
Since
terrifying.
the 1st.
2026 is
We'll see how long
terrifying.
you can hold on for.
Yeah.
We might lose you from scare.
Maybe.
What do you think's happened? Have you noticed anything prior to us reading the news that has happened in January 2026?
As somebody who quit social media, I'm using air
Quote,
quotations.
unquote, quit.
In January.
Yep.
I can't say I've heard or seen it.
You've seen now?
I go on Reddit and Tumblr from time to time.
What's been scaring you then if you've not seen anything?
My own thoughts and expectations. Yeah. Just my life trajectory. Turned 28 on Wednesday. That's pretty scary.
How terrifying.
No, Sam, I have been completely in the dark. Except your mum's been sending little articles and things through. I'm not going to lie, I only read the headlines when people send things. Sorry, Heather. Sorry indeed. I only read headlines.
Well, you'll get the full story today.
Really?
Really?
We're deep diving. There you go.
So, if you've listened to us before, you know how it works.
How does it work, Sam?
Well, let me tell you. We do the big three.
The big three?
Yeah, that's...
Is it ghosts?
It is actually, yeah.
And then poopy diapers?
No.
Oh.
It's UFOs.
Oh.
And then it's cryptozoology. That's the big three.
Right.
And there is, don't worry about it. If you're thinking, but there's other things. Don't worry, we've got another category that comes after them. If any stories apply to it.
Wow.
So the first one we're going to start with is ghosts. You know how it is with
We've got
ghosts.
ghost stories?
We've got a ghost story.
One. It's always one, isn't it?
I think just the one, yeah.
I think they have a bit of winding down time in winter.
Seems like it. So here comes the first story. Story one for ghosts. Creepy video allegedly shows ghost climbing up a mountain in India.
Okay.
The source for this was originally Times Now News or NOW News or something.
Right.
But it was in not English.
Not English.
I think there's a variety of languages spoken in India, so I don't know which one it is, but it wasn't in English. So we're just taking the Unexplained Mysteries / TK Randall story.
Thanks, TK Randall.
Filmed after dark, the clip, which was reportedly recorded in a mountainous part of India's northern state of Himachal Pradesh, shows what looks to be a hooded and cloaked figure in the gloom. It was posted on X by the user Nikhilsiani, whatever, something like that, and has since racked up hundreds of thousands of views. This video is all over social media in Himachal, showing a ghost sighting in Mandi area, they wrote. One thing is sure, there are many places where people have seen or felt such strange presences. Most probably, it may not be an authentic one, but have you ever felt any paranormal activity? During the clip...
Straight out the bat, they're like, yeah, it's probably not.
That's what this guy's saying, yeah, so bear that in mind. During the clip, the figure, which has glowing eyes, can be seen moving around in the dark while a series of chilling screeches can be heard. As with many such videos, it's difficult to know what the specific circumstances are, and there's every possibility that the clip is a hoax. Even so, it's undeniably creepy, especially with the strange sounds. But wait. Before we watch the video, there has been an update.
An update?
Since the story was originally posted.
Okay.
It turns out that this video has actually appeared on social media back in November 2025, with a whole other origin story, this time from Tlajomulco, something like that, Jalisco, where the ghost was said to be some sort of witch of local Mexican legend. So actually from Mexico.
Right.
Originally. So who knows what the actual source for this is.
Oh.
The video likely originated on TikTok and has been picked up multiple times with different stories attached. Thanks to Coast to Coast AM for the additional information. So if you're wondering where that additional info, that update came from, it's Coast to Coast AM that got that little factoid for you.
There you go. Is laptop plugged in, yeah?
No, I thought you plugged it in.
I did plug it in.
Quick, get it plugged in.
I'm going to plug it in.
She's going to plug it in, and that way we'll stay charged. You know, just in case it dies in the middle of recording, because we do waffle on for a while on this show.
It's literally plugged in.
It's literally plugged in. Is it plugged in properly? Is it plugged into there?
Plugged into the laptop.
Oh my gosh.
Is it charging now?
It seems to be charging now.
Bloody hell.
Bloody
2026. We're fumbling it, Sam.
It's not a good start.
It's not. Oh, I
But
really brought my PlayStation.
Instead of quitting, we're going to keep
Carry
going.
on.
So we'll just have to deal with it. Are you ready for the video, Renegade?
Oh, yes. Gotcha.
What-
I'm going to have to lean over you, darling, just so I can see this video. Hope you don't mind.
Here we go. Video. It's on X, formerly Twitter. I'll put the link in the description, don't you worry. You know how I do it. Here it comes. Do you see it? Let's put the sound on. It said there were some screeches.
Screeches?
It's big, innit? Does it look like Mexico or India? There's no sound currently because I've got it actually muted. Hold on. Let's turn the sound up and then we'll start from the beginning. All the way to 50.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's starting from the beginning.
They red glowing eyes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dad, you don't like them noises.
Dad is very
Always
confused.
pushing the laptop away.
I feel like these sounds are added to the video.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, they don't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what that noise is, isn't it? Yeah.
So,
It's like them noises with that guy with that stupid laugh. Like them videos where they put that laugh on.
yeah.
That wheezing one.
So the video, it does look very fake.
Yeah.
It looks like
This
a hill.
is some people just messing about.
I don't know if it's Mexico or if it's India. It's a hill. It's nighttime. The person, I'm in two minds of, but I think ultimately that it's an added effect. Like it's not there in the original clip and it's been
Do
added.
you know what that is?
But it could easily
Do you
just
know what
be
they've
someone
got?
dressed in a red dress messing about.
They've got your Halloween mask with the red glowing eyes.
They might have that, yeah. I mean, if anyone knows anything more, maybe it is genuine. I don't know.
Maybe.
But the sounds sound added.
Oh,
They don't
it
sound like
sounds
they were
awful.
actually there. And visually, it's just a bit off. You know what I mean? You see a lot of fake
Get that
videos.
closed. I'm sick at noise of it.
You see a lot of fake videos, and it kind of just looks like all
I'm
them.
trying not to be such a hater, but that just looked like some people messing about.
Yeah, not convinced by that one,
If
but
you'd have put some sort of music over that, I'd be like, yes, this is a
This is
good
real.
home filmed
Yeah.
music video. No, I wouldn't have thought it was real. So.
music. Oh my gosh, it's real.
Has to be.
I mean, feel free, you guys take a look at it yourself. Tell us whether or not you think it's real. I'm not convinced, but maybe you see something I don't. I'm interested to know. Please comment. I say this
I
regularly,
think it's
and then no
not
one
as-
actually puts it. Well, Matt sometimes puts a comment, doesn't he?
Thanks, Matt. I think it's not as obscure as I thought it was going to be. Like, it's a bit too good. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just very clearly a video of someone. I'm like, if it was like a little bit, if the camera quality was worse, if they were further away,
Yeah.
I might have believed it.
Fair enough. Well, we'll move on from that for now. What's he got? We have another ghost story, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, you said we only had one.
I thought we did, but I was wrong. Let's have story 2 then.
Okay.
Sale of the Conjuring house to Jason Hawes is off for now.
Who's Jason Hawes again?
I'll tell you as we go through it.
Oh, jumping the gun.
The source for this is WPRI.com.
Okay.
The parties in a high-profile lawsuit agreed not to use some legal documents that could have transferred ownership of the Conjuring house to Ghost Hunters TV star Jason Hawes, Target 12 has confirmed. The agreement, Wednesday, came out of a closed-door meeting at Rhode Island Superior Court in Providence, where current homeowner Jacqueline Nunez's sister has filed a lawsuit against alleging Nunez wasn't mentally competent when she signed legal documents to sell the home to Hawes. Ooh, I've scrolled too far. On Thursday, Hawes' attorney, Nicole Labonte, said the agreement was reached after a notary who witnessed the documents recently indicated that she would testify under oath in court that she violated RI law, Rhode Island I'm guessing, by failing to properly witness and notarize such documents. Despite the setback, Hawes told Target 12 he remains committed to acquiring the property, which he's been seeking to purchase for several months after Andrea Perron called on him to save the historic property. Perron made the Burryville farmhouse famous after her terror-filled memoirs of living in the home as a child served as inspiration for the 2013 horror film The Conjuring. The movie was a blockbuster hit, and it's since become a lucrative franchise with fans from across the world. Hawes buying the Conjuring house at this point will not be simple. Nunez's sister argues Nunez despises Hawes, saying she would never sell the property to him, according to court documents. Hawes and Nunez have been publicly butted heads in recent years, and Nunez has faced a series of personal and legal issues that ultimately led to her defaulting on the underlying loan she used to buy the home in May 2022. The lender, Needham Bank, subsequently decided to sell the property through an auction scheduled for Halloween. But the auction was cancelled after a group competing to buy the Conjuring house swooped in and purchased the underlying debt from the bank in early October. The group, Summit and Stone LLC, is controlled by popular YouTuber Elton Casti, who has expressed interest in buying the Conjuring house with famous comedian Matt Rife. Last year, the duo purchased the Warren House in Connecticut, which is also famous amongst supernatural enthusiasts. Around the same time, Casti purchased the underlying debt. Hawes, through an associate, obtained signatures from Nunez that handed over her limited power of attorney to sell the property. The documents are dated 9th of October, according to court records. At $1.3 million, agreement to sell the home to Hawes, along with a deed that would have solidified the deal, was subsequently drafted, according to court documents. But Burryville land records show no evidence that the documents were ever filed with the town, meaning the deal never went through officially. Nunez's sister, Elizabeth Greenhall, submitted court documents this week showing an email from Nunez who insisted she'd never signed over power of attorney or POA, which is power of attorney. Yeah. Yikes, she wrote. I never signed any such document. I am an attorney and know that signing any POA is limited in scope for a particular and usually singular matter. Wow. Nunez went on to describe the situation as a ridiculous joke or student of complete idiocy. I suspect the latter, according to court documents. After purchasing the home in 2022, Nunez transformed the historic farmhouse into a tourist attraction, offering paranormal enthusiasts from around the world the opportunity to visit the property and hunt spirits for a fee. The business was seemingly successful until summer 2024, when everything started falling apart, as Target 12 first reported that August, a former manager sought back pay after Nunez fired him. She claimed the spirit of an 18th century homeowner had told her the manager was stealing. Other former employees started stepping forward to complain about issues with Nunez, who they described as unpredictable. The Boston lawyer, who had a successful career in real estate, was later arrested in Burryville under suspicion of drunken driving, and she subsequently lost her business license with the town in December 2024. The home has largely remained vacant since then, and Nunez eventually defaulted on her loan. On Thursday, Labonte declined to comment on Hawes' future legal strategy, but she said that the purchase and sales agreement is valid because it didn't involve the notary, who was prepared to say she violated the law. No notary public signed or was required to sign such purchase and sale agreement or the extensions thereof, and therefore the power of attorney and other documents notarized are irrelevant to this case, she said. The court has not decided anything regarding the validity of any documents or claims in this case yet to date, she added. So, just in case you didn't already know, Jason Hawes is from the TV show Ghost Hunters, which is about a paranormal investigation team called TAPS, which stands for the Atlantic Paranormal Society. Right. They go around ghost hunting. You know, it's a standard ghost hunting TV show. Although they have been proven it's been proven that they faked things before.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying everything's faked. I'm just saying take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
So the Conjuring house, I can't remember because this was early on when we started, but I remember the story of this Nunez character who owns the Conjuring house going a bit loopy and people having issues with her and how ghosts were telling her that the manager was stealing and stuff like this. And I remember that, and I don't remember if we did the story on it or if we were even doing the podcast when that was happening, but I remember it was around the same time we started, and I remember that story.
I don't think we did. That bit stood out to me, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's daft.
So what I find interesting is, so Matt Rife and this other YouTuber, they bought the Warrens house,
Yes.
not the Conjuring house. But then when Nunez defaulted on the loan, so she couldn't, which I believe means she couldn't pay it.
Yeah.
So then the bank was going to sell it, and instead, Matt Rife and his YouTuber bought the loan, so now they're paying for it.
Yeah.
Presumably, but they don't own the house. They're just paying because the house is still in her name. They're just paying a loan for her.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing. I mean, obviously, they've expressed interest in buying a house, so presumably they're doing that with an eye towards buying it. But it's a weird thing, I feel like, to do. You wouldn't just pay someone's rent for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bit scummy.
Either way, everyone involved seems to want it to maintain its spooky nature.
Which is what we want.
Yes. And I think regardless of who ends up owning it, it'll remain a site for public, ghost hunts and people can visit. It'll be a tourist attraction regardless. But it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's all caught up in a big legal thing. I don't know enough about, like property laws, especially in America, to know the deal with Jason Hawes and his lawyer and whether or not what they were doing was illegal and whether or not Nunez did sign anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know enough to know what's going on there. But it's an interesting story regardless.
It is interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with it.
Yeah.
The drama there, isn't there?
And we will update you as the story unfolds.
Yeah.
If you do know anything about it and you can explain it to me more succinctly, comment, please. Please comment. You want another ghost story?
And you said there was only one.
I don't remember.
Have you lied to me?
No.
As far as you were aware, were you telling the truth?
Sure.
I would love another ghost story, Sam.
Okay then. You'll this one will be familiar. NHS called in Exorcist after hospice staff complained of paranormal incidents and a ghostly girl in a red dress.
That's the headline I read.
Yes, it is. The source for this one is the Daily Mail.
/ Who provided you with the article?
Me mum.
Hi, Mum. Thank you.
So let's get
jump
into
it. Let's go.
Because this is one doing Unexplained Mysteries had not covered. I had to go and find this by myself.
Wow.
Yeah. An NHS trust called in an exorcist after staff reported seeing ghosts, including a girl in a red dress at a hospice in Norwich. Norwich. I don't know why I said it like that.
You American.
I know. Well, I mean, most of the stories we read are American, and you just kind of fall into
you do.
Yeah. Employees at the site, which was previously used as a children's hospital, feared it may still be haunted by spirits following a series of paranormal incidents.
I would simply not go to work if I was one of them. I would absolutely not. I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I believe you. You saw a girl in a red dress. I'm out.
That would make work so much more interesting.
Yeah.
To calm their fears, the NHS reportedly requested the help of deliverance ministers to carry out a religious service using holy oil. Commonly known as exorcists, deliverance ministers are employed by the Church of England to rid places or people of evil spirits.
We still got plenty of them.
Some, I guess. They became a household concept in the 1970s following the release of the horror film The Exorcist, which follows the story of a young girl who was possessed by a demon. The spooky sightings occurred at Priscilla Bacon Lodge near Coleman Hospital, which has been used by Norfolk Community Health and Care Trust.
Care NHS Trust.
Care NHS Trust, sorry, yeah. Provide a specialist end-of-life care. However, up to 1975, it was the site of Jenny Lind Children's Hospital, with some staff believing it is still haunted by spirits. Sources said there were concerns about paranormal incidents at the hospice, with one person reportedly seeing the spectre of a small child in a red dress. Emails seen by the Telegraph show that in 2023, the hospice chaplain contacted the Diocese of Norwich I almost did it again, for advice/support from the deliverance team. They said it had been a difficult time at the site and requested some holy oil from Norwich Cathedral. The chaplain reportedly said this would be used to conduct a religious service for staff and patients who were concerned that the site was haunted. A week later, another email was sent to the Diocese of Norwich, which is understood to have confirmed they were in conversation with a member of the deliverance team. The trust confirmed that a blessing of the building was carried out, but denied that an exorcist ever visited the site in person. They also refused to comment on what paranormal activity patients and staff claimed to have seen. Priscilla Bacon Lodge moved into new premises in 2023 after the paranormal incidents were reported. The building is now no longer in use, despite being briefly repurposed into a therapy unit. The reported paranormal sightings in Norwich shed light on the little-known relationship between the NHS and the Church of England's Deliverance Ministry. Traditionally, the clergy held a negative view on exorcisms until 1960s and 1970s, when the practice surged, partly as a result of the popularity of the Hollywood horror film The Exorcist. New rules were then introduced in 1974 that updated deliverance ministry procedures. These included a requirement that bishops had to give special permission for rites to be carried out. Doctors also had to be consulted, and there was a stipulation that exorcisms should be done with the minimum of publicity. Further guidelines issued in 2019 said deliverance is an area of ministry where particular cautions need to be exercised, especially when ministering to someone in a disturbed state. Clergy and church officials were told to bring in child welfare specialists to help assess the situation or police if a crime is suspected. A Church of England spokesman said deliverance ministry is a specialist form of pastoral care, rooted in the church's commitment to healing, wholeness, and peace for those experiencing distress, whether physical, mental, or spiritual. It is offered in the context of prayer, sacrament, and scripture, and is embedded within the wider ministry of healing. The Daily Mail has contacted Norfolk Community Health and Care NHS Trust for further comment. So first of all, these things happened. They got an exorcist in to bless the place, and then they moved anyway. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
They were not staying there.
No.
Also, I find it very strange that Unexplained Mysteries did not cover this story, especially because I found it on the Daily Mail, which they cite all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe they missed things.
Maybe. It's dodgy.
What are you doing? He's being a little weirdo.
He is being a little weirdo.
I'm willing to bet also, because like I said, most of the stories we do are American, this one is in the UK, and we only didn't miss it because we already knew about it. I'm willing to bet there's quite a lot of stories that are easier to miss.
Yeah.
So I might expand my research when I do the document, see if I can find some more things. But obviously, stories from a lot of other countries won't be in English, and it'll be harder for me to determine. Yeah. But I'll have a look into it. I'll see if I can find out some more.
Deep dive.
It's not like Unexplained Mysteries only do American stories, but they obviously are focused on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think of the story?
It's pretty cool.
Do you believe him?
Interesting that it's just like child spirits, even though it's like end of life care that they're providing.
It's because it was originally a children's hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we get modern ghosts, do we not?
Do we?
Yeah, Yob ghost, remember?
Oh yeah, the Yob ghost. I remember.
Yeah. I don't know. It's freaky deaky. I'd be out of there.
Yeah. It's not a surprise that an end of care home place has a weird feeling to it.
Yeah.
And if anyone's going to be haunted,
Yeah. It's all right, Dodge. It was just a car door.
So, yeah, I mean, I suppose the interesting thing is that we're still using exorcists
Yeah.
in like current times. You know,
Yeah.
obviously it's not something that's done all the time, but in certain cases, they will employ an exorcist for certain things, and although they call them deliverance ministers,
That's a pretty cool name.
I think that is kind of cooler than exorcist.
Yeah.
In a way. But
I mean,
yeah,
I told you about how when we were gathering stories for the Halloween special video that we did, and that I was talking to my mum and dad, and my mum was like, "Oh, you should have asked me." And I'm like, "Why? You don't have any like supernatural experiences?" Like, no, but there was that time that we had an exorcist come round, and then like
a deliverance minister.
Sorry, a deliverance minister. Back in the day when she was obviously a kid. And I think she said it was her auntie, so it was my grandma's sister that had gone round to my grandma's house for this exorcism. Instead of doing it in her own gaff, she was like, I'm just going to pop round. There's a deliverance minister coming as well. They're going to perform an exorcism on me because they think there's a demon inside me. All right. Anyway, yeah, like...
Put kettle on.
Yeah, put kettle on. Come round for a cuppa and a cheeky little exorcism.
Yeah.
I'd have been offended, me.
Daft.
It's like, yeah, kind of don't want you to be possessed by a demon, but can we not do this in your own house?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that was just surprised me that it is still a thing today.
Yeah.
And
in the UK, where we don't really, we definitely don't hear about
that kind
of stuff.
You know, like religion and the stuff, it's not as big a deal in around these
Especially
parts.
this is like this is Christianity specific.
Yeah.
This one, which is very much like dead in the UK.
Yeah.
It's just not really a thing. You don't. Not that there aren't any, Christians, but it's very minimal. Like you don't hear anything about it. It's not a big thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah, I'd have bowed out of there. I'd be like, nope, not coming to work. Absolutely not.
We're gonna move on to UFOs now.
UFO.
So before I start these,
Is yawning.
do not describe my yawning.
I didn't describe it. I could have described it. Petite.
Before I start on UFOs, you may have heard some things going on recently. About Barack Obama being asked about UFOs, and he says that they're real. And then Trump being like, okay, I'm going to get them to release all the UFO files. That's all been going on in the last week or so.
Yeah.
That's not in this, because this is only January stories, and we're in February at the moment.
Yeah. So that'll be in the next one.
You can expect that in the next podcast. But I am aware of it. They are about to announce aliens.
Again.
Can you believe it? In the meantime, let's see what was going on last month.
Okay.
Story 1. Bank of England must plan for a financial crisis triggered by aliens, says former policy expert. Yeah?
Okay.
The source for this is The Independent. The UK must plan for a financial crisis that would be triggered if the US government announces that aliens exist. I told you, announcing aliens.
Oh.
And they're already going to do it. A former Bank of England expert has said, Helen McCaw, who served as a senior analyst in financial security at the UK's central bank, has written to Andrew Bailey, the Bank of England's governor, urging him to set out contingencies in case the White House ever confirms the existence of alien life, according to the Times.
Okay.
Miss McCaw, who worked for the Bank of England for 10 years until 2012, said politicians and bankers can no longer afford to dismiss talk of alien life, and warned a declaration of this nature could trigger bank collapses. She reportedly said the United States government appears to be partway through a multi-year process to declassify and disclose information on the existence of a technologically advanced non-human intelligence for unidentified anomalous phenomenon. If the UAP proves to be of non-human origin, we may have to acknowledge the existence of a power or intelligence greater than any government and with potentially unknown intentions. Her warning comes as senior American officials have recently indicated their belief in the possibility of alien life. In a recent UFO documentary, The Age of Disclosure, 34 US government insiders, including those from the military and intelligence community officials, were spoken to about an 80-year global cover-up of non-human intelligent life and a secret war among major nations to reverse engineer an advanced technology of non-human origin, according to the film's description. The director, Dan Farrer, spoke with sources including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, New York Democratic Senator Kristen Gillibrand, and former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper to discuss the government's work with the UAP, the formal term for UFOs. Marco Rubio told the documentary maker, we've had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours. Ms. McCaw said, UAP disclosure is likely to induce ontological shock and provoke psychological responses with material consequences. I've scrolled a bit prematurely then. Let me go back up. There might be extreme price volatility in financial markets due to catastrophizing or euphoria and a collapse in confidence if market participants feel uncertain on how to price assets using any of the familiar methods. The former Bank of England worker explained there might be a rush towards assets such as gold or other precious metals and government bonds which are perceived as safe. Alternatively, she said, precious metals might lose their status as perceived as safe assets if people speculate that new spacefaring technologies will soon increase the supply of precious metals. So there you go. That's the story.
Right.
Do you have an opinion?
Dumb it down for me a bit.
I'll dumb it down for you. So she used to, Miss McCaw, used to work for the Bank of England.
Yeah.
She advised them on how to act, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And she believes, in her professional opinion, that the chances of the US government announcing that alien life exists and that we have been contacted is high enough that the Bank of England must put into place measures for what they will do based on if that happens.
I don't know what the correlation is though.
Well, the idea that you announce there is confirmation we're not alone in the universe, we're not the only life in the universe, and especially that life has visited and contacted us, is a fundamental change in the worldview of everyone. Like things change fundamentally then, based on that being true, and people may be prone to reacting differently, especially in the way they view finances.
Right.
As she says, if there are non-human intelligences and are advanced, they may then be able to much more easily mine or access what would be considered precious metals, like gold. Gold has been why you have the term gold standard. Because gold is like rare. It's always holding its value regardless for whatever. Value is only determined by what people are willing to pay for it. So it's only valuable because people decide they want it, but we all kind of agree with it, so it maintains its value. But say these are aliens who can get gold real easily from asteroids or on different planets or whatever. All of a sudden there could be a big influx of gold, and then all of a sudden it's much less valuable because there's so much more of it. It's something that there's no chance of that happening currently. But if this is true, then all of a sudden things like that have previously been like, okay, you can rely on that to maintain its value. You can't rely on that anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to say, well, what do we do?
Yeah.
Because banks rely on things maintaining value, don't they? Increasing in value.
Yeah.
She's all like, oh, you have to do something in case it kicks off. At the same time, like, no one likes the banks. Screw them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's interesting that she said it doesn't, obviously, as with everything, just because she said that doesn't mean it's true. It's very much a precautionary measure. She doesn't necessarily know anything. She doesn't necessarily know any more than anyone else. She might just be like, listen, they're talking about it a lot. It's worth putting something in place just in case. Obviously, the news story is going to make it sound more dramatic.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's not necessarily that dramatic, but at the same time, it's something. This is hardly the first time in history that UFOs has been a big talking point.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, this has never come up before. The idea that you've got to put something in place in case they do it. And then there is, obviously, again, it's pure rumor, but it's worth considering. Obviously, most other governments around the world, they don't say anything about UFOs. You only hear about it from the US. Supposedly, that's because most of these world governments have an agreement with the US. They all experience this stuff, but they let the US kind of publicly deal with it.
Right.
So it could be one of those things where she's well connected. She knows we know about it, but you've never had to worry about it because we know we don't say anything. But now that it looks like the US is about to say something, it's like, well, does she know that there is something to say and they're going to say it? And it's like, let's get ready for it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not saying it is that, but it's worth considering that.
Right. Well, we'll see. They're going to announce aliens.
They're going to announce them. That's definitely a precursor to what's going on now.
Yeah.
At least in terms of the public, like, rising interest and the stories going on. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
You scared yet?
Terrified.
Cool. Next story. Story 2 for UFOs. Largest crowdsourced hunt for alien intelligence reveals 12 billion signals of interest in collapsed Arecibo Observatory data. The source for this is Live Science. One of the largest searches for alien intelligence in history is nearing completion. Thanks to the help of more than 2 million citizen scientists and the legendary Arecibo Observatory, launched in 1999, the SETI at Home project enlisted millions of volunteers around the world to help identify unusual radio signals in data from the Arecibo Observatory, a massive radio telescope in Puerto Rico that collapsed in 2020 due to cable failure. Though the project ended prematurely with the telescope's demise, citizen scientists nonetheless identified more than 12 billion signals of interest in 21 years of data. Now the researchers behind the project have narrowed that daunting list down to the top 100 candidate signals, which they are studying in detail with China's 500-meter aperture spherical telescope, aka FAST. 500-meter aperture spherical telescope, FAST.
Fast.
Yeah. Now the world's largest single-dish radio telescope, following the death of the Arecibo. So far, there is no smoking gun evidence of alien transmissions from any of these radio sources. However, the team is enthusiastic that their vast dataset will help make future hunts for extraterrestrials even more effective. If we don't find ET, what we can say is that we established a new sensitivity level. If there were a signal above a certain power, we would have found it. Computer scientist and project co-founder David Anderson said in a statement, "We have a long list of things that we would have done differently and that the future sky survey projects should do differently. One big challenge for SETI is that space is overflowing with radio waves. Everything from cold hydrogen molecules to exploding stars emit some form of radio energy. Finding a meaningful detection of radio signals from an intelligent aliens among all this cosmic noise borders on the impossible." To help narrow the search, the co-founders of SETI at Home turned to crowdsourcing. The team asked volunteers to download a free software program to their home computers, borrowing each computer's processing power to analyze Arecibo's latest scans of the night sky. Starting in the mid-1990s, the team planned their project with 50,000 volunteers in mind. But within a year, of the project starting, more than 2 million users in 100 countries were running SETI at Home on their computers. It went way, way, way beyond our initial expectations, Anderson said. I would like to let that community and the world know that we actually did some science.
Nice.
So that's cool. More than 2 million users. So that's, more than 4 times what they expected to have. Yeah. They started in the 1990s and only now have they managed to narrow it down.
Yeah.
To most likely 100 signals. So that's a lot of data to have gone through. But I mean, those are the 100 most likely signals based on what they've received. So it'd be very interesting to see once they've fully researched them what they come up with based on that. I mean, so this obviously back in 1990, because we've recently had the thing about those markings they found on rocks on Mars.
Yeah.
Which look like it could be essentially excretions from microbial life.
Mm-hmm.
Or not necessarily current, it could be form of micro, but
Yeah.
They're saying, but it could happen in other ways. We can't be certain, but they keep looking at it and then they keep coming back thinking, well, we can't actually find another way it could be made.
Yeah.
So as time goes on, that's looking more and more like it is actually from microbial life. We can't say for certain right now. And then there was also recently that signal they found from another planet, which suggested that there's a certain chemical which on Earth has only ever come about from organic life, like actual life has created it, and it's never come about another way. Which is a promising sign that maybe there's life there. Obviously, apparently, that is based on a set of assumptions. They've assumed something about the planet. If that assumption's wrong, then what they found doesn't actually imply what they thought.
Okay.
So it's iffy, but you know what I mean? Like so all things like this, like, and there's been a bunch of other little things over time. They didn't know in the 1990s. So now when they look at these signals, these top 100 signals, it's not based on a context of the time when they sighted. It's based on a context of now.
Yeah.
Which could either lend more credence to them or less, depending on how things go.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the signals consist of, where they came from, all this. There's a lot. Obviously, this is for the actual scientists to do.
Yeah. This ain't for us.
But it's a long-term project with a lot of data,
yeah.
and this is quite an exciting top 100 things.
That's pretty cool.
What do you think might come out of them? What do you speculate?
Some jazz.
Jazz?
Yeah.
Do you think there might be some jazz out there?
Jazz out there.
That would certainly imply something.
Or what's it called in Star Wars?
Don't.
If you know, you know. We're not saying it.
Do you know what? Do you remember? It was Interstellar. Was it Interstellar? I think it was Interstellar, wasn't it? When was it Interstellar?
I don't know. Finish your sentence.
Where no, it wasn't Interstellar. It was Prometheus or Alien Covenant. One of them. No, it was Alien Covenant. Yeah, I remember now. It was Alien Covenant, right? Because on Prometheus, this isn't relevant to real life, but
yes, it is.
on Prometheus, the tracking where the engineers from the original Alien,
yes,
where they're from, like they knew about them and they're tracking them, and they found their planet that the signal they were tracking came from, and they landed there and it all kicked off, right? And then at least one of them was still stuck there, right? So then on Alien Covenant, there's another spacecraft. It's just going sort of nearby. It's not heading there. It's going somewhere else, I think. But they pick up a signal, and it's because the one that was left on the planet, and it's a signal of her singing Country Roads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if one of these 100 signals is actually some jazz, that's the kind of thing. It's like, this does not make sense. Why is that coming from there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Very cool.
Betting on jazz.
It could be jazz.
Do you like jazz?
I mean, it's always best to keep your assumptions in check and assume that, like, they'll be like, oh, they're all perfectly normal.
Yeah, probably. That's more likely what.
That's probably the case, but it doesn't mean we can't, be excited and hopeful. Shall we move on?
Yes, let's move on.
All right. Story 3 for UFOs.
Okay.
The UK ordered agents to find UFO tech in bombshell 1990s secret files shocker.
It's all going back to 90s, isn't it?
It was the best time.
No comment.
What do you think of it, Dodger?
It was the best 2 years of my existence.
Dodger, have you got an opinion on the 90s?
Dodger don't even have an opinion on the 2010s.
Okay, Dodger.
Dodger didn't even know what lockdown was.
He didn't do COVID.
Thank you.
He's
Dodger.
just a little
I
baby.
appreciate you yawning in my face. That was exactly what I wanted.
Anyway, the source of this one is New York Post.
Dodger, I can't read now. I can't read my little...
Funnily enough, I did actually look for a UK source for this, and there wasn't one. So that
Dodger.
I don't know what that tells you about this story. But the only source I could find was the US one. The British military actively tried to obtain extraterrestrial technology in the 1990s, as intelligence officers believed otherworldly innovations could bolster the country's own defence capabilities, shocking once secret files reveal. The UK's Defence Intelligence Staff, now called Defence Intelligence, part of the country's defence ministry, was given orders to investigate unidentified aerial phenomena. After thousands of reported sightings over Belgium between November 1989 and April 1990, logic would indicate that if significant numbers are reporting seeing strange objects in the sky, then there may be a basis in fact. it could be argued that UAPs pose a potential threat to the defense of the realm since we have no idea what they are. An unsealed internal memo from March 1997 stated. Earlier in the decade, there was a rash of people reporting large, silent, low-flying black triangles, demonstrating propulsion capabilities far beyond any known flight technology on Earth, prompting intelligence officials to seriously consider attempting to acquire the advancements for their own ends. A supplementary issue is the possibility of technology acquisition, one report said, according to the Sunday Times. UAPs do not appear to use conventional reaction propulsion. The Belgian deltas, confirmed by the country's MOD, hovered for long periods and accelerated quickly to supersonic speeds, outrunning F-16s. If this represents real technology, perhaps it should be acquired. Another report made reference to the Rendlesham Forest landing, a reference to a US Air Force base in Woodbridge, Suffolk, which claims it was the site of a glowing craft of unknown origin briefly touching down before zooming back into the heavens in 1980. The report said that the landing was confirmed by the US unit commander and others. The document also referenced other countries that have taken an interest in harnessing UFO technology. In both Belgian and Rendlesham Forest cases, the UAP apparently did not use any conventional propulsion system and could hover as well as move at considerable speed. The French have always had an interest in this topic, and I'm aware there is an informal intelligence grouping in the US. Although the correspondence concedes most of the alleged UFO sightings were not credible, a small number of them could not be explained by conventional science. Some reports described the objects in terms of maneuver, speed, and shape, which lie beyond our engineering knowledge, and that which could be reasonably expected from hostile powers, it stated. There is considerable difficulty, therefore, in assessing and prioritizing these reports sufficiently quickly to provide, where warranted, an active response. Any future concerns, terrestrial or extraterrestrial, are likely to require national or international coordination, responsive only within security alliances. Some of the unsealed documents even acknowledge that the ordered research would raise eyebrows among some intelligence officials, encouraging keeping an open mind. Mention of UAPs is guaranteed to generate mirth and a range of little green men jokes, possibly because of the fringe elements of crazies and the lack of conventional intelligence information. The formerly secret documents have been placed in the National Archives of Kew in southwest London. The UK's Minister for Defence Readiness, Luke Pollard, said in December 2024 that the Minister of Defence had ceased to investigate reports of UFOs or UAP in 2009, noting the ministry had no current plans to commit resources to investigating alleged sightings moving forward. So what do you think of that? Back in 1990, our own government was talking about crash retrieval and acquiring non-human technology to help bolster our own defence.
Gotcha.
They took it seriously enough to question it, obviously.
Yeah, to look into it. Gotcha.
Like a lot of government research things, it's
Away.
they'll look at everything just in case. It's not necessarily a big research project, but they'll put some money into looking at all sorts of things just to see if there's a bit of something there. But at the same time, again, like with a lot of things, UFO things have for a long time been considered such a remote, like it says, crazies thing that you wouldn't even think they'd actually bother. Yeah. The fact that they have at all does say something about it, even if it doesn't necessarily imply that they were like, oh, this is real. Although, again, also to consider, anything they actually release to the public, it's not the good stuff. No. That will remain secret. If they put this out there, there's a good chance it's because it doesn't say anything. Yeah. So for a lot of nothing. But yeah, that's interesting. And one right from our home country. A non-US thing, despite it being from a US source. Yeah. But what can you do? That's pretty cool. Anything else to think about that before we move on? No. Fair enough. That's everything for UFOs?
No videos of little green men.
No videos, I'm afraid, no. We're going to move on to cryptozoology now.
Is my boy Bigfoot in the news
Let's have
again?
a look.
Let's have a look. Come on.
Story number one,
go on.
Bigfoot sighting at Cannock Chase. As Dad says, it moved so fast.
Go on.
The source for this is Birmingham Live.
Canadian.
A dad of 3 has reignited rumours of a British Bigfoot after he spotted a Sasquatch-type figure moving at speed through misty woodland at Cannock Chase. The Shifnal dad was out walking with his partner on New Year's Day when he claims he saw a broad and upright beast with light and dark flowing fur, charging through the Staffordshire beauty spot. After researching online and discovering his Bigfoot sighting was not the first in the area, the 60-year-old said he came to believe that the 7 to 10 foot tall figure may actually have been the fabled creature. Reports and rumours of a Yeti-like beast roaming Cannock Chase dated back as far as the 1800s. More recently, in 2021, Bigfoot investigator Lee Brickley claimed he discovered 41-centimetre claw marks in the forest, nearly twice that of a man's size 8. The dad, who chose to remain anonymous, said he was walking along Castlering Hill Fort on the first day of this year when he noticed something strange out of the corner of his eye, on what he described as a drizzly and misty day. I turned suddenly and thought, what the hell was that? As a large figure appeared from nowhere, said the avid cyclist. It moved at speed along the lower ditch and disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. There was no sound, no trace of anything, but I'd sensed and seen a broad, upright figure. It was probably 7 to 10 feet tall, moving at speed probably about 15 miles an hour, and had light and dark flowing fur. This happened a few yards next to me, but didn't feel scary, just strangely calm. My partner was 20 yards ahead, and she hadn't seen a thing. Our dog in between us didn't react either. The dad, who was also a granddad, said he initially questioned what he had seen, wondering whether it had simply been a trick of the light. But after turning to Google, he realised he wasn't the first to see something strange moving between the trees. I didn't tell a soul for a few days, and I wasn't completely sure about what I'd seen, he said. He added, but even though Ghostbusters was on repeat every day over Christmas, and the new Stranger Things had just dropped too, I now think I know what I saw. Birmingham Live reached out to Mr. Brickley to ask about the latest Bigfoot sighting, but had not received a response from the Sasquatch hunter at time of publication. However, speaking to the Daily Star 4 years ago, the investigator said the footprint he discovered in the woods was the largest he'd ever encountered. I was astounded, he said at the time. I'd never seen a footprint that large in my life, and it was clearly not made using a mould or cast. He said that was the moment he realised that the Cannock Chase Bigfoot was more than just a myth.
I'm so fucking down with this story. Also, didn't appreciate them being like, by the way, he is a granddad. So, you know, he might just be a bit...
Maybe he's a bit old.
Old, bit tapped in head. Like, yeah, that was definitely thrown into the middle of that sentence just to be like, just reminding you, he's old. How old was he, though? He
60.
was 60, wasn't it?
It's about 60, yeah. So not that
Not
old.
that old. He is a granddad.
Yeah.
You know what granddads are like. No, I'm down. Let's go find him.
Cannock Chase,
Bigfoot,
Staffordshire, UK Bigfoot. What do you think?
I'm so down.
Do you think?
I
know you want it to be real, but do you think it is real?
I think it's real.
Okay.
I think he listens to this podcast and he's getting closer to us.
So let me tell you what I think. So
Oh, here we go. Here we go, Dodge. Let's have a listen.
There are obviously countries with enough wilderness that you sort of think something maybe could be there. I don't think the UK is one of them.
Oh.
I know we have wilderness, and you can get lost, but you can never get lost for too long. And something as big as that would need quite a large area for, foraging, gathering food of whatever, I presume, whatever it eats. It wouldn't stay in a fairly small area, and it would only have a small area in the UK. You can't walk too far without hitting, civilization. That, in addition to the fact that the dog didn't have any reaction, makes me think, not something
Yeah, that
weird.
was a bit like, dog would.
I'm not saying he didn't see anything, but what I am saying is it's misidentification in this case. I don't think the UK has any big cryptids.
Sad. Let's go hunting anyway.
Unless, of course,
go look
you
for him.
accept that Bigfoot is not a physical being, or it's interdimensional or something. It's not just kind of like a big ape.
Oi.
Which obviously, if that's true, then it could be real. But I don't know. I'm skeptical of this one. You're more open to believing it.
I want to believe.
If anyone else knows anything about the Cannock Chase Sasquatch / Bigfoot, let us know. please. In the comments,
In
maybe,
the
please. Thank you.
comments. Also, sorry that I keep yelling. Dodger's being a little pest right now. Are you being a pest?
He's incredibly cute,
Any
though.
comment, Dodger? Exactly.
No comments. Okay, so that's our only cryptozoology story for today, for this month.
Oh,
But we have some others.
I've peeked at the headline.
Don't go peeking at the headline.
I'm sorry. I'm excited, though.
Story one for other.
Hitting it.
I won't lie. I only put this one in because it references a movie you like, so I thought you might be
My
interested.
favorite film. That's why
I don't-
I got excited.
I don't know that this actual story is that great, but we'll have a little read. Maybe someone else likes it.
Okay.
Eternal sunshine therapy could replace bad memories with good ones.
Oh no.
The source is Unexplained Mysteries / TK Randall. We all have memories of things we'd rather forget. So what if it were possible to replace unfavorable memories with positive memories of things that never even happened? It's a concept explored in movies such as Total Recall and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Now, according to Professor Steve Ramirez, a neuroscientist at Boston University, technology like this may not be as far-fetched as it sounds. Motivated by the death of his lab partner, Ramirez set out to explore whether individual memories could be identified and manipulated in the brain. Using brain cells activated by light, he was able to pinpoint specific memories in mice and successfully implant new, false ones. Remarkably, he was also able to restore a memory that had previously been lost using the same technique. But could something like this really be done in humans? According to Ramirez, the key lies in how memories are stored and recalled in our brains. We know that when we recall a memory, it's not a video of the past, but it's a reconstructive process where we pull the book of memory out of the library. And when it's at the forefront of our mind, we inadvertently start sketching details into that memory, he told Mail Online. To manipulate memories, a combination of drugs and cognitive behavioral therapy could be used. As always, however, there is potential for abuse. One potential problem is that people might manipulate memories to sell products, just like how today that 5-second ad you see on social media grows in your head until you like a seed until it becomes a decision, he said. If we know all that information is encoded in the brain, even to the point of guiding behavior, we should hope that this knowledge is used for the greater good, as opposed to for selling products or for marketing. So obviously, if you were able to do it to people, it would definitely be used for marketing.
Yeah, but it could be a good thing for people with like dementia and stuff. Could be like looking into that sort of.
It does seem something that might be an angle for a treatment for dementia.
Yeah.
But that's the only. Because the thing is,
the whole thing with the film Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was like, hey, yeah, maybe don't erase your memories. Maybe bad memories are just as important as good memories.
Yeah, I think the moral of the movie is right there. It's like, oh, what if you didn't like maybe this memory, you could get rid of it and replace it with something nice that never even happened. You're supposed to have bad memories. Like having negative memories, experiencing bad things, the same reason we experience pain, it's to encourage you not to find yourself in that situation again.
Yeah, you got to learn from
If you
it.
only have good memories, you'll be so innocent to the world, naive, and you'll just get yourself in bad situations anyway. You have to keep replacing memories. You are supposed to have bad memories. You're supposed to live in the negative for a period of time so that you can better yourself.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't sound like a good thing overall.
It's 100% will be abused for marketing.
Yeah. Obviously, like you say, for potential for like an Alzheimer dementia treatment, maybe.
Or just for like expanding, but
it has to be
like a cure for it going down that avenue. But yeah, like
it has to be very narrowly kept in that range.
Yeah,
it's a sketchy bit of technology if it was true.
sketchy.
Although having said that, he's only done it on mice, and it's one of those things where you can create all sorts of possibilities in your mind of what it could do. But the reality is, if you can do it all, it's probably pretty limited in scope.
Yeah.
And maybe only works maybe in short-term memory.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly, but it's interesting nonetheless. Anything else before we move on?
Don't think so.
Cool. Story 2. Device that may be tied to Havana Syndrome obtained by US government. Source is CBS News. The US government quietly acquired a device in late 2024 that officials believe may be connected to the debilitating condition known as Havana Syndrome, which more than 1,500 American officials have reported experiencing since 2016, according to multiple sources briefed on the matter who spoke with CBS News. The device was purchased clandestinely in the final weeks of the Biden administration by the Department of Homeland Security, Department of Homeland Security's Homeland Security Investigations Division. Nightmare to say that. Using Pentagon funding that exceeded 8 figures, according to 2 people familiar with the matter. The device is portable, backpack-sized, and contains components of Russian origin, 2 people said. 3 of the people said the Pentagon has been testing the device, which emits pulsed radio frequency energy, for more than a year, but did not offer details on the nature of the tests. They said the department's investigators believe it may be capable of reproducing the effects described by victims of Havana Syndrome, a term derived from the cases first reported by the U.S. diplomats and intelligence officers in Havana, Cuba in 2016. U.S. officials briefed some of their findings to congressional oversight committees last year. Details about the U.S. acquisition of the device were reported by independent journalist Sasha Ingber on CNN. The Pentagon and DHS did not immediately reply to requests for comment. The CIA declined to comment. Victims have reported a spectrum of neurological symptoms, including severe headaches and head pressure, vertigo, nausea, and ringing or popping sensations in the ear. Many have described hearing an intensely high-pitched, painful sound that appeared to subside when they moved to another location. For some, the effects were so severe that they were ultimately forced to leave their jobs. Reports of cases have emerged from every populated continent, spanning dozens of countries and involving diplomats, intelligence officers, and military personnel. Some Havana Syndrome victims have spent more than a decade trying to draw attention to their cases, often faulting their government employers for failing to provide meaningful support or access to specialized medical care. In the absence of official recognition, some resorted to paying out of pocket for expensive diagnoses and treatments and have described a sense of isolation and marginalization as their condition when unacknowledged. An initial U.S. intelligence assessment completed in 2023 concluded it was very unlikely that a foreign adversary was responsible for the illness, which the Biden administration formally labeled anomalous health incidents, or AHIs. The conclusion was reaffirmed in an updated review released in January 2025, which found that most of the intelligence community continued to view foreign involvement as highly improbable. 2 agencies, however, revised their positions, saying there was a roughly even chance that a foreign adversary had developed a device capable of harming American officials and their families, while stopping short of linking such a device directly to the reported AHIs. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence has been conducting a review of the intelligence community's previous investigations of the incidents. 3 people familiar with the review told CBS News it is largely complete, but said that it is not yet been briefed to lawmakers or prepared for public release. An ODNI spokesperson said Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard remains committed to sharing findings from her investigation into anomalous health incidents with the American people. However, we are not going to be rushed to point out incomplete information, the spokesperson said, noting a team was continuing relentless work on completing the assessment. Former senior CIA intelligence officer Mark Polymeropoulos,
I guess.
Who has spoken publicly of the symptoms he suffered after being struck in Moscow in 2017, criticized the agencies for what he said were disingenuous prior inquiries. The CIA always claimed that none of this technology even existed, that device didn't exist, and they based their assessment on this, he said. So their entire analytic assumptions are now blown up. A new, full analytic review is now warranted, and the DNI must call for one, he said.
I agree.
So that's the story. Do you know much about Havana Syndrome?
I do not.
I don't know too much, right? But it kind of touched on it there. There was a bunch of U.S. officials in a meeting in Havana, Cuba in 2016, and they all, or a lot of them, came down with weird symptoms. They didn't know why. They couldn't explain why. And there were odd symptoms that weren't, so they couldn't determine what exactly was wrong with them. And they continued to have those symptoms for a while, and it's happened multiple times since then. And it's been suggested that it's a targeted attack with some kind of device created by, like, a lot of them are saying, oh, it's not foreign intelligence foreign adversary. One of them said it's even chance it is or isn't. Obviously, if you thought foreign adversaries had done it, you wouldn't say, "Oh, I think our enemies did it."
Yeah.
You wouldn't say anything because you'd be like, "Well, we don't want them to know we're on to
Yeah.
them." You know what I mean? Obviously, now they're saying this played 8 figures, which is what, in the tens of millions.
Yeah.
For a backpack-sized device that replicates the symptoms of Havana Syndrome, which has Russian technology in it. Mm-hmm. Unsurprising if it was Russia. You know, they're not big fans of the US. It's one of those weird things where the idea of like strange sound or frequency weapons being developed and the things they do, it's like, it's kind of science fiction, but kind of not. I don't know if you remember a year or two ago, I can't remember the country it was now, there was some kind of riot or unrest going on, and there's a video of a street full of people. They're in the road in the middle of the street, and all of a sudden they all just separate to sides of the street. And this may have been fake. I don't actually know for sure, but I don't think it was. And the implication was that there was some kind of sound or energy weapon that had been fired, and so you couldn't stay where you were. Like, it sort of got fired down the street, and it forced people to separate. It was a weird video to look at.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one, but I know there were mention of them using that sort of thing in America when the Black Lives Matter stuff was all kicking off.
Yeah.
In lockdown.
It's something you hear about every now and then, isn't it? But it's never officially confirmed, and it's not something that happens all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, is this stuff real? Have they got this stuff then? And they only kind of use it. Well, seemingly people are using it on their own citizens. You know what I mean? It's just strange because you haven't heard about it in the whole Russia-Ukraine war thing.
Yeah.
We've not heard about it being used there. It doesn't mean it isn't, but we've not heard about it. So it's like, well, what is the use of it then? If you're not going to use it then, why are you using it? You know, just on like public unrest or I don't know. It's a strange one.
Yeah,
that's something that I don't know. That's definitely. I don't know. I wanted to say it's definitely something's being covered up, but I don't know.
No,
that's the case.
Don't
but
know.
it is a strange one. I don't know quite what to make of it, but it's compelling in some ways. Anything else to say before I move on?
No.
Okay. I don't know how many there are. We're on to story 3 for other now. How many have I got? There's 5 in total. So we're running long. So we'll try and just fly through these a bit. I'm not sure that there's a lot to say on them. Oh. You know when you just scroll too far? Mm-hmm. Very annoying. Have you scrolled too far? Yeah. Oh, Dodger, you've made me scroll this time. Can you believe
Scientists develop universal language to help them talk to aliens.
That's
this
correct.
Is story 3.
Story 3.
My Kindle's predicting we can finish this in 6 minutes.
Fair enough. Let's do it.
That's just reading it, obviously.
Unexplained Mysteries. TK Randall, source for this one. Scientists in Australia have come up with a novel new approach to the problem of communicating with alien life, a universal language, based on core mathematical principles. The unexpected inspiration behind this idea was the humble honeybee, a species that has independently developed its own unique and complex form of communication. If humans could find a language that can be used to communicate with bees, such a system might also be able to offer us a way to speak with aliens as well. Because bees and humans are separated by about 600 million years in evolutionary time, we developed a very different physiology, brain size, culture, study co-author Dr. Adrian Dreyer told Mail Online. To bridge this divide, the researchers decided to use mathematics, perhaps the closest thing we can get to true universal language, as it works the same everywhere in the universe. In a series of experiments, the team was able to demonstrate that bees can learn to solve basic addition and subtraction problems in exchange for sugar water, and even have the ability to associate abstract symbols with numbers, effectively learning a primitive form of numerals. When we tested bees on mathematical type problems, they could build an understanding to solve the questions we posed. It was very interesting and convincing that an alien species could share similar capabilities, wrote Dr. Dreyer. Now we know maths can be solved by bees. We have a solid basis to think about how to try to communicate with alien intelligence. I didn't put this in aliens because the alien part, the fact that you're trying to come up with language to
Bless
speak
you.
to aliens, I didn't think was that interesting. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever, of course you would.
Yeah.
What I found interesting is that bees did maths.
Bees do.
Like I could understand a bee like understanding, say there was like they left something somewhere, some filled honeycombs or something. I'm just trying to speculate. Say there was 6 of them, right?
Yeah.
And they go and you take one, they come back and they recognize one is missing. So they've
Yeah.
counted and they know,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
there's one less than there was. But the fact that they're posing math problems to
Yeah.
them and they're answering them and then getting a reward for it. And it's not like
Yeah.
figuring it out is the reward. Like they're doing that separately, knowing there's a reward.
Yeah.
That's weird to me that bees
It's
are that
very
smart.
weird. I
I'm-
want to know if this little language is going to be on Duolingo.
Them bees are real strange. I don't know if I trust them bees.
They might just be telling them they got it right when they don't know the answer themselves.
Who
The
knows?
scientists might be stupid.
Let me know what you think of that one. In the comments, please, maybe comment. Yeah. Right, story 4. The danger is real. Texas officials are latest to warn of spiking mystery seed deliveries.
Oh, the mystery seed
Yeah, you remember
deliveries,
this one, yeah.
yes.
The source for this is The Hill. It's still going on.
Danger is real. Oh, fuck.
They may look innocent, but the danger is real. Those were the words of Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller, who issued a warning to Texans to be on the lookout amid a sharp spike in unsolicited deliveries of mystery seeds. These packages are pouring in fast and further than ever before, Miller stated in a news release. One invasive species, pest or pathogen, could devastate Texas farms, ranches, natural resources, and food supply. According to the Texas Department of Agriculture, there have already been 126 packets collected in the first 15 days of 2026.
Oh, my God.
A map shows that the majority of the seeds were delivered to the addresses in the eastern half of the state. The TDA is asking Texans who may receive a package of mystery seeds to not open or plant the contents, keep the packet sealed and it's in original packaging, and contact the Agriculture Department. Officials with the TDA say they are working to find out if Texas is being disproportionately targeted. Deliveries of mystery seeds to the US, often appearing to originate in China, may be part of a brushing scam, according to Federal Trade Commission. Scammers send unordered items, allowing them to give themselves glowing reviews in the recipients' names. The FTC warns that the tactic is more serious than it may seem, and it could mean that scammers have created an account in your name or taken over your account on online retail sites, or even created new accounts, maybe lots of them, in other names tied to your address. Agriculture officials also warn that anyone who plants the seeds may inadvertently introducing invasive plants, pests. I think risk was supposed.
It's meant to say introduce. May inadvertently introduce invasive plants, pests, or diseases that carry a serious biosecurity risk.
Yeah, it was just written.
It's written
weird.
wrong. Yeah, they put introducing instead of introduce.
The unwanted deliveries have prompted recent warnings in Alabama, New Mexico, and Ohio, but such incidents date back to 2020, according to the FTC.
This is scary.
It's weird, because you remember this story.
Yeah,
as well,
I do.
Yeah. It might just be like a
Wasn't
scamming
it-
thing to
wasn't-
give
wasn't
reviews.
it
That might
in-
be the case, but it's such a weird way of going about
Wasn't
that.
it as well as other packages that they'd ordered from like
some
Temu
of them,
or something?
some of them were they'd ordered some and they got them as well, and some of them hadn't ordered anything.
Right. Okay.
It was a mix,
Yeah.
and they're still claiming these are mystery seeds. They're still claiming they don't know what they are. Or maybe some of them they identified, some of them they didn't, which
Yeah.
is weird to me.
It's very weird.
That's a very weird. I've not got much more to add, but it's a weird story that keeps coming up.
Yeah.
I've never received any mystery seeds, but it seems to be mostly focused on the US
Yeah.
from China. So
No
let
mystery
them guys
seeds
figure
then.
it out. Right. Did I say this was the last
Yeah,
one?
it's a bit like
This is the last one. Mystery fire forces Gayaji family out of home. The source of this is the Patna Press. I think this was in India. It'll tell us in a minute, I think. A strange and worrying incident has been reported from Kachuri village in the Shagati block of Gayaji district, Bihar. A family claims that their house has been catching fire repeatedly for the past 7 days. The fires have damaged different parts of the house, including rooms and a small shop. The repeated incidents have created fear in the family and shock among villagers who are struggling to understand how this could happen. The family believes the trouble began around 15 days ago when sadhu came to their house asking for food. When a sadhu, I don't know what a sadhu is, but
See if it-
I think it's like a homeless person or something.
An Indian, a holy man, sage, or
Oh, it's a holy man.
ascetic.
Well, there you go then. A sadhu came to their house asking for food. The house owner, Lakan Mistry, said the sadhu asked for bread. When his daughter-in-law said there was no bread at home, she offered him rice and water instead. According to the family, the sadhu became angry, pushed the plate away, and cursed them before leaving, saying the house would catch fire. A few days later, the first fire broke out. Lakan Mistry said the fires start suddenly and without warning. Sometimes clothes catch fire, sometimes bedding, grain, cots, and even the kitchen stove. The family says there is no electricity connection in the house and no clear reason for the fires. Fearing for their safety, they have moved out and are now living on the roadside with their belongings, spending cold nights under open sky. The incident has led to many rumors in the village. Some people believe it is a curse or black magic, while others think it could be a planned act. Former Kachuri Panchayat, head of BJP leader Santosh Kumar Gupta, visited the family and said the matter needs a serious investigation. He urged the administration to help the family, who are currently homeless and living in difficult conditions. The cause of the fires is still unclear, and the family continues to wait for help and answers. What do you think? Do you think they were cursed and it's magic fires?
Maybe.
Or do you think that guy who wanted bread keeps coming back and
sneaking in and
just setting fires and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Like, he's supposedly a holy man. They offered him what they had and he didn't want it. He's not right good holy man, is he? No. He's probably a nutter and he's probably setting fire to their house, to be honest with you. That's the most likely scenario, I think.
Yeah, probably just a nutter.
But yeah, imagine that. Imagine you keep getting fires in the house and you're just like, well, we just can't stay. Even if you put them out, it's like, well, we can't stay because it's going to keep setting on fire.
Yeah, oh, that's scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Can't be having that. No electricity to the house as well.
Yeah, so it's not like it's an electrical fault.
It's not electrical fault and an electrical fire. It's something else. Very strange. And that's everything.
Wow.
Have you enjoyed this
That was a
episode?
big month for January.
All sorts of stuff going on.
All sorts.
Quite a spooky month, to be honest
British
with you.
Bigfoot announced.
The British Bigfoot. Aliens announced.
Aliens announced, yeah.
It's all kicking off.
It is all indeed kicking off. 2026, who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thunked it? And it's only going to get more spooky from here, I hope.
You hope.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So thanks for listening.
Thank you very much.
Hope you've enjoyed. And if you have, there's something you can do for us.
What? What can they do?
You can like, you can comment, and if you're not already, please subscribe.
Way!
All those things would be very helpful. Thank you very much. Yeah, and we look forward to February Spooky News, where we will talk about the update on UFO disclosure. By the time we talk, they may have announced the aliens.
Whoa.
We might already know.
Whoa.
That'd be crazy.
Whoa. That is pretty crazy.
We'll see. Right, thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks, bye!